Howdy folks. I thought I'd try something a little different today, kind of invite you into my shop and show you my current inventory. I'm not going to show everything I have right now, but I just want to share a few things that I think are kind of interesting. So if you have any questions about any of this stuff, please feel free to reach out to me. Everything I'm going to share today is available at the moment. So I'm also going to be trying to get my Etsy store up and running here before too long. But as it is right now, just contact me if you're interested in anything. So I'm going to try to kind of move through these fairly quickly. But again, if you got any questions, please let me know. So this first one here is a branch flute that's made out of maple and some mahogany accents. And if you can see the inlay here and here, that's lapis lazuli. Again, key of high C. Let's see, next one here. This is a linden branch. This one actually kind of has an interesting story about it. I won't go into it right now. But basically this this branch almost fell on me during a windstorm. So yeah, this is, like I said, linden or basswood, and that's a eastern cedar block, key of A. Got kind of an interesting contour to it. This next one, kind of a fun conversation starter. I more or less made this as a challenge to myself, but it came out kind of cool. It doesn't fit everybody's hands. For me, it fits just fine. But it's a sycamore branch, key of A sharp, and that's a deer shed antler given to me by a friend of mine who found it out in the woods. Let's see. Next, another sycamore branch. This one's got some really interesting stuff going on with it. Some kind of cool spalting. Down here at the foot end of it is some natural bug lines. I see all kinds of interesting things there. And the block is Alaskan yellow cedar, and this is key of G. Next one here is a bit of an unusual one. I'm extremely fond of this flute. It is a black walnut branch, extremely pretty. That's eastern cedar block, and it's in the key of F sharp. And what makes this a little different is it's a little too long and skinny for a typical F sharp. And it requires a bit of breath control, really soft breath. Most of my flutes, you can just kind of breathe into them. Really nothing unusual going on there. But this one, really soft breath is what it takes. And it's got kind of an unusual voice, but I've used this one for recording a lot. Something really special happens when this one's amplified. But here it is, just dry. Next one, a little lower, is a weeping willow branch. This is in the key of E and has a redwood block. This one here I'm incredibly fond of, to the point where I almost don't want to let it go, but those are the ones that I know I really need to let go of. You can see it's got some really interesting natural spalting going on. And for a while I was telling people I didn't know what this wood was. And the reason for that was when I found this branch, it was in the middle of, it was late autumn, and the leaves had already left the tree. And so looking at the tree, I couldn't figure out what it was. But recently I went back to that tree now that it's got leaves and stuff again, and I was able to identify it. It turns out that this branch is from a tree of heaven, which I find really fascinating. I'm not sure why it's called that, but that's what it is. So this is a tree of heaven branch, and it's in the key of G. I've got some woodlands wraps on it and some tassels on the tie. Next one. It's another one I'm very fond of. A friend of mine had a pear tree, and it came down in a windstorm a couple years ago, and he was kind enough to save a few branches for me. And so after a while of sitting in the shop and drying, curing and such, it was ready to work with. So that's what this is, a pear branch. The block is made out of apple wood, gifted to me by my uncle Billy Crowbeak, and it's got a lot of brass accents, kind of dished in finger holes. You can kind of see the contour there. And this is again in the key of D. Next one is an interesting one. It's this is a locust branch in the key of A, and this was and the block is black walnut. This one I found when I was out on a run on a trail that I like to go to almost every day, and it was after a windstorm, and this branch had come down, and I was lucky enough that it was already dry and ready to be worked with. So I found it, I think, on a Tuesday, and by Wednesday it was a flute. So they usually don't happen that fast, but this one just kind of came together quite quickly. But again, key of A for this one. Next, another key of G. And this is Weeping Willow, and just a 5-hole on this one. Some interesting bug lines here, and the block is redwood. And the last one I'll share with you today is not a branch flute, but this one is made out of alder, and it has a carved, stylized redwood, or red-tailed hawk, not a redwood hawk, red-tailed hawk, and some copper accents on the woodlands wraps, a lot of painted and carved details on it, and this one's in the key of C. All right, so there you have it. This isn't everything that I have, but it's that's the majority of my inventory right now. So again, if you got any questions, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see me do more of this kind of format, please let me know. Not entirely used to being in front of the camera. I usually like to just post a quick video and some pictures and stuff, but this is kind of a fun way of doing it too. So I hope everyone's well, and please be in touch. Love and light, everyone. Bye.